I saw a clip of the fact of the matter is this. Stephen A. Smith was talking to Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Okay.
And we don't need to play the clip.
Was it amped up Stephen A. or like, I'm tired, Stephen A.?
I'm subdued, Stephen A.
Was it, I can't believe it, Stephen A.? Or was it really hyped up, Stephen A.?
So, almost like a hybrid. He wasn't like fact of the matter, but he wasn't like a subdued. He was asking Tom Brady and Peyton Manning who your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. And I'm not one for lists because I don't know. You can argue it all day. But Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, arguably the 2 best quarterbacks of the last 25 years.
How about Peyton List of Cobra Kai?
I like her. They both gave the same 4. And I think it's very difficult to argue Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, who everyone loves, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson. Tom Brady refused to give his 5th. And Peyton Manning sort of danced around like, I really do like Justin Herbert, but I don't know. So it poses the question, who is your number 5? Well, who does number 5 work for? Who's your number 5? Because I think everyone in the room, I'd be shocked if we all didn't agree that that's a safe top 4, right? Mahomes,
I
Josh
think
Allen,
that's
Burrow,
the real takeaway.
Lamar.
That we have a core 4 in the NFL right now. We have a Mount Rushmore of top 4 quarterbacks right now. I think we can all agree those are the 4.
And you know what the commonality is? If you think about it, we've talked about it before, but the stacked AFC. These are all AFC quarterbacks. That's why the playoffs every year, there's disappointment. Like Lamar couldn't do it again. Oh, Mahomes did it. Oh, Burrow's hurt. Is this the year Josh Allen gets over the hump? And forget Herbert. We even mentioned Herbert because Manning brought him up. Is this the year that he finally gets that playoff W?
I mean, he definitely comes to mind right away when you think of who could be the 5th. He comes to mind, but so do other quarterbacks. I just thought of, Jalen Hurts. Thinking about him, you were hyping him up years ago.
I thought that until a year ago.
Yeah. Burrow, Jackson, Allen, Mahomes. Those are the 4. It's almost undebatable.
Danny G, the answer is not Gardner Minshew.
The 5th is where everyone's going to have a different answer, but I think there's a really solid answer if you're going by stats and what the potential should be, and for me, that's Dak.
I have some stats that are similar.
Okay.
Who do you think this is? 4,100 passing yards, 23 TDs, only 5 picks, 167 rushing yards, 3 rushing TDs.
Tua?
Nope.
Baker?
Nope.
No.
The guy that was mean to me and a couple other media guys at the Super Bowl.
Oh, C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud.
Oh, I was going to say Ben Maller.
I heard. was I listening?
Dude, those are incredible stats.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's right there. He's right on the cusp, too, of a right there number 5, especially when you tell me those stats. I didn't realize they were that good, man. I heard, C.J. Stroud.
I heard our pal Rob Parker. I forgot who was filling in with him, but whoever was filling in.
Was it Parker? Martin.
It wasn't Martin, but whoever was the fill-in was doing a great job. And they were arguing that C.J. Stroud is their number 2. And I'm like, whoa, that's big words. I mean, C.J. Stroud exceeded all expectations. He was your standout.
Everybody has their personal favorites, right? I mean, I could see where you could throw that in there, but like realistically, if you're painting in broad strokes, I think those are your top 4.
All right, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt a year ago, is it disrespectful if he's not 5?
I was surprised they didn't throw him in there just because of his
status
and his longevity and because of who he is. I was actually, when Rich asked me this, who do you think they said? I was trying to think of what they said. I was like, they had to throw Aaron Rodgers in there just out of respect. So I was surprised they didn't. But right now, your top 4, Burrow, Jackson, Allen, Mahomes, that's a solid top 4. The 5th is what we're asking.
I think, again, this would be getting way ahead of myself. And no, I'm not going to say Brock Purdy just because I'm a Niners fan.
It's a good answer.
How could you say,
look at his winning percentage.
I don't think he's that level yet, but there's 2 people that come to mind. You could conventionally say Matthew Stafford is elite. But then on the other hand, you could say based on potential, if he continues where he left off, Is Jordan Love number 5?
I mean, he's trending in that direction.
No, he's not. He's not yet.
Is there an obvious answer?
DB, where does your mind go?
The Matthew Stafford, my mind goes to Herbert, actually.
Herbert?
But the Matthew Stafford love that he's gotten this offseason from guys like C.J. Stroud and others, I think opens your eyes. Plus, he has a ring, which is, when you look at the landscape of the quarterbacks of what we've had over the last 10 or 15 years, I think that carries a lot of weight, considering Brady and Mahomes were winning a bunch of those. There's very few that can say that. So.
You know what's funny about that too? Imagine Stafford was here in the studio with us. Just like picture him. He'd be like, "Guys, are you serious? Like, I actually like I'm arguably in the top 4. I won."
He's thinking, and I was stuck in Detroit all those years. What are you doing?
So he's like, if I'm not 4, then I'm definitely the number 5 here. You got to be kidding me.
We'll take your feedback. Let's go to DB right now for an update. I want to find out who you think number 5 is.
Well, when I hear DB, Dan Byer, give all these quarterback updates, you are reminded that there's a lot of great quarterbacks in the league.
There's a lot of turnover, too.
There's a lot of turnover. The core 4 that we have that Brady and Manning established, you really can't argue if you're painting in broad strokes. Like, I think most people would agree it is Burrow, Jackson, Allen, and Mahomes. That 5th spot is really up for grabs. And when you hear him talking about Deshaun Watson, when you hear him talking about Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, Herbert, you're like, man, that 5th spot really is up for grabs.
Well, the funny part is things move fast because you say Russell Wilson and I laugh, but you know what? 4 years ago, you'd be like, Russell Wilson.
That's what I mean, but he has a ring.
Yeah.
So, like, how is he or Aaron Rodgers not in the conversation?
Now, Aaron Rodgers is a tricky one because I think, rewind a year and a half, and Aaron Rodgers is a top 5
And
candidate.
I said Dak because we always see him right up there as far as stats are concerned.
Wait, Dak Prescott? You mean the guy that's going to end up being the most highly paid quarterback in the NFL within a year?
So that 5th spot is really, really up for grabs.
And then besides C.J. Stroud, we have 3 other youngsters who by the end of this upcoming season could be possibly in this mix.
Love.
Anthony Richardson, who's healthy, going to play a full season. Small sample size, but he was amazing those first couple of games.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels. And Caleb Williams.
Oh, you didn't even mention Love.
If you fast forward a couple years, you're right. It could be a toss-up of, is Jordan Love in there? Is it C.J. Stroud? Anthony Richardson showed maybe the most potential of all and then got hurt. And then you got to ask yourself, Caleb Williams, if the hype even lives up to 75% of what we think.
That's true, man.
Caleb Williams in a couple years could be the guy we're saying is top 5.
What I find actually interesting throughout all of this in this conversation you guys have had is who we aren't mentioning. And not saying they deserve to be, but I don't think we believe in Trevor Lawrence. I don't believe I don't think we believe in Kyler Murray, and I don't think we believe in Deshaun Watson anymore. Like those,
Tua was mentioned like accidentally.
Yeah.
And my dude Brock Purdy, I think we still all believe it's because of the great system Kyle Shanahan has it.
Sure.
He'll never get a fair shake. Maybe.
You're right.
2 of the 3 guys I mentioned were first overall picks for their teams, and we're not even putting them like we've already kind of like sold our stock in Kyler Murray and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that speaks volumes. You're right, man.
And then
really
you know what? We've also sort of moved past Jared Goff, who took the Lions to the NFC Championship game.
Another number 1 overall. Yeah.
I mean,
I like Goff though.
Yeah.
You know what? We got some phone calls too. Again,
how exciting, dude! I get
It's
annoyingly
be so much fun.
I get annoyingly too excited, Danny G. You know when I'm pumped about something.
No,
it's like,
I'm right there with you.
It's like seeing
it's football and smut.
Next Thursday.
He's right. Seeing a nice pair of cheeks and the football season together.
Smut, football, and nachos. Rich gets real fired up.
Remember how excited we were exactly a year ago? We were celebrating as if it was Christmas morning when we were waiting for that first Thursday game, and it's going to feel the same way next week.
That's a good first game, too.
And we're not arguing 2 of the greats, 2 of the GOATs. You could say that Peyton and Brady are wrong with their top 4, but they agreed, and they're better than you. So we're sticking with it. Burrow, Jackson, Allen, Mahomes. Who's number 5?
It really is hard to argue that for. Let's go to Matt in Fresno. Matt, who is your number 5? I mean, it's a tough game here.
It's tough. It's definitely a tough one, but just based on the numbers of last year and past years, I got to go with Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that's what. If you just joined us, that's what Dan Byer said too, because he definitely comes to mind.
And it's what Peyton Manning started to allude to when he was giving his possible fifth. And I think with Jim Harbaugh this year, you're going to get a true feel of, all right, it wasn't the coach holding back Herbert, because if it was, Herbert will prevail even more, and they'll be a playoff team, or get close, right? What do you like about Harbaugh, Matt?
About Herbert?
Yeah, Herbert. I'm sorry.
Herbert? Well, he's got a good coach in Harbaugh, as long as he doesn't have someone scouting other teams illegally. But I like Herbert's arm. He's got great accuracy, and I think he has the weapons. And also, Rich,
he's got the skills to pay the bills.
He's going to trash talk your Niners.
Go ahead.
No. Rich, what I wanted to agree with you. I think Obama is definitely the best speaker since Lincoln. Hypothetically, if we had a civil war, I would want Obama to try to get that piece of talking his way out of it.
Yeah, listen, Barack Obama, love him or hate him, best speaker ever. The end.
Ever now.
Ever.
Over Jesus.
Over Jesus.
Over Don King?
Don King. Over the
Wow.
Ultimate
I
Warrior.
thought Al Gore was pretty good.
I
a
said,
joke.
hold on. No. I saw that. You could say as a joke. I saw him speak when I was
No,
in
he's
college.
fine, but
it
I'm just
blew me away.
I'm just trying to think.
That's what I'm saying.
Dan
But
Quayle, not bad.
my point was they're all pretty good speakers. When you're comparing him with like some of our recent presidents, yeah, he stands out even more. But before
Better than
that,
the great communicator Ronald Reagan?
I was gonna say Reagan was a great speaker.
I believe you guys
Bill
left Ross
Clinton.
Perot out of this
Ross
conversation.
Perot.
Okay, I'll finish.
No, but Reagan was known as a good speaker, and he was a good speaker. Bill Clinton was pretty good. I saw Al Gore speak in person, and I was like blown away.
Nah, he's boring.
A lot of these guys are
Did he
great
talk
speakers.
to you about an inconvenient truth?
Well, he told me that he invented the internet. I was like, no way.
No way, dude.
All right, so
Strategic.
that's a whole other conversation if you just joined us. Let's talk to Ramon.
Oh, Razor, Ramon. Great talker.
What up, Ramon?
Chico. What's up?
What's going on, fellas? Thanks
Hey.
for letting me in.
What up?
Y'all just got through mentioning him, so I'm going to go with Jared Goff. And for the two reasons, he took one team to the Super Bowl, and he took another team to the conference championship. At first, everybody was saying it's because of McVay and the offensive coach, and now he's gone to another team and done it with a defensive-minded coach. So we still got to keep Goff in play, even though I know y'all just mentioned him, but a lot of people, they sleeping on him.
You know what? You can't discredit, too, how...
I'm a Packers fan.
how-
I'm a Packers fan, so I hate to say this.
How about how the fans have embraced him, too, man?
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible to see.
I think it's fair to say that sometimes people have a lasting impression on like a bad moment. And Danny G, Dan Byer, would you agree that I know it was a Patriots Belichick defense, but when Goff took the Rams to the Super Bowl and they scored 3, I believe that was a 13-3 final score. That was your moment where it's like, Goff couldn't get it done. And then very quickly after that, it seemed like they were ready to move on from him. So I feel like if Goff wins that Super Bowl and beats Belichick and Brady and they have a great game, I think Goff's reputation is drastically different.
100%. Couldn't be said better. It was also the end of Todd Gurley during that stretch as well.
The end of Gurley
Injury
for
killed him,
him,
man.
yeah.
got to the Super Bowl.
Grand opening, grand closing for Todd Gurley.
Laid an egg in the sense that, like I said, they only put up a 3 spot.
Also, maybe it's just my favorite team, but whenever a player gets their big payday, I'm like, Is it too much pressure? Are they going to deliver? And Goff got that money.